Hey, so quick thingy, real quick. I'm gonna start doing short videos on for each zodiac starting this week. Probably starting Monday or Sunday, I don't know yet. And the hour-long videos are the ones that are over half an hour where I'm doing the readings. I'm gonna save them for once a week. It's a lot of information that comes through, and it's not tiring or anything like that. It's just there's so much that it's almost like if there were more of those every week, it would it's overload, you know? So those videos that are like an hour long and when Source and Spirit is talking to us through all of these different cards and messages, it's really important that we write down the stuff we get and that we utilize them day to day because it's way more than a reading. I'm certain, like a lot of you have noticed these things already about the ones that go past half an hour. There's actual like deep stuff that is being addressed and healed in ways we can't really comprehend. Which is why I hesitate to call most of these readings like card readings anyway, or tarot or anything. It's more like it's a counseling and therapy session at the same time as dealing with past life issues and different realities and energy and manifestation. It's like a little class we go to basically. So I'm gonna start doing zodiac signs each week. So I'll figure it out. That way you have the information when you need it. Well, I guess you have the information when you need it anyway, because Spirit works through weird ways. So whatever, it's all gonna work out. And yeah, the hour long or half an hour longs will be just a couple of times a week. I still haven't been content with how I've been dealing with the website, so it's still not up. But if you want a private reading, just email me and we can talk about it. As for everything else, there's a video that's going to be coming on how to make a subliminal and some tips on affirmation writing. I've been taking some time at writing really weird and intense affirmations just to explain things to you efficiently. There are more videos of Lily that are going to show up. A few of you have been asking, which is really sweet. And I've been taking a lot of random clips of her, hoping that maybe I can find some find some skill in editing videos properly. I've only edited a couple of them, and that Divine Love Sacred Union Subliminal is one of them. And that took a while. It took a long time. So yeah, I don't want to get too deep with this reading. I'm intending that it's for the next 24-hour energy span for you. So whenever you're watching this, 24 hours, like pretend the clock is ticking from the time the cards start flipping until like tomorrow, that exact same time. So note that time down and then have a little pen and paper with you and take notes. Like if the topic is about love, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be romantic love for you. Like I'll be certain to express that in going into the future, if it is romantic or not. It can apply in a lot of different ways, and I will do what I can to give you as many possibilities as possible. But usually, the way the energy comes through and the way I see it, feel it, and read it, it's very I see a certain thing, and for me to translate it into 1,000 different examples would just take way too long. So I give you exactly what I'm seeing, that way you, with your intuition, can kind of kaleidoscope it, as if you're watching a movie and then you put a kaleidoscope in front of it and you're looking through that kaleidoscope and you see your possibilities, you see your variations of what could happen and how it could apply to you, or it does apply to you. Also, when I'm doing these readings, I don't, I, I never really just see the past. So time isn't linear, it's everywhere. But when I'm seeing something and I'm asking existence to show us that energy of the next certain amount of that thing, it's not going to show me something that happened in the past. It's going to show me what I'm asking for, but it's going to give me a overlay, like the past movie will be playing in the past, so whatever relevant situation is, I see it from the past, like in the present and the future is overlaid. So these energy readings aren't for what happened to you. You already know what happened to you. We don't need to go over it again. The past energies are irrelevant. You know what they are. These are what's going to happen that are coming towards you. Kind of like you're swimming in the ocean and a wave is coming at you. I'm telling you from the point of view of being on the beach or in the sky, how to navigate around this wave, through it, under it, however you want to look at it. I hope that makes sense to where you can really see kind of the basic logic of what a card reading actually is. Everything that we're going through is energy. It's vibration and frequencies and all sorts of magic and intention and people's thoughts and entities and so much extra consciousness that isn't just on the planet we're experiencing. Regardless of it being a hologram or not, this is still something we're experiencing, and these things that make what we're experiencing is a source of energy that can be translated. It can be manipulated, it can be read, it can be controlled, it can be released. It never ever stops existing. So when tarot is being read or oracle cards are being read or people are having visions and things like that, it's like you're sticking your head into the ocean to see that part of the ocean around you, and then you pop your head back out into the different area and you're like, oh, here's what I saw looking down there. Being a Pisces, it's easy for me to know what this is, but to explain it to you, it's like I have to paint you a picture and you have to get the explanation from that picture because I don't speak your language. It's like I'm just the messenger, you know. Excuse me. And it's almost as if you were in a pod or in a pool of water, and that water activates all of your senses at once. So immediately you have synesthesia. You can hear, you can hear and taste and feel all these different things. I can't even separate them from you. Oh my God. So you hear touch and you taste sound. The I apologize, my brain's a little jumbled because I have synesthesia. So if I'm trying to explain this to you, it's like trying to undress a salad, like that fairy card. The undressing of a salad. I wonder if that card's going to come up later. Anyway, this is your explanation of it. It's like being in a pool of water and each sense is picking up something different. Some of us only pick up a certain sense, the other one pick up a different one. Some of us have a lovely fun job of having all of them active so we can translate it in a different way. All of this to say, if it doesn't make sense to you, maybe utilize a different form of comprehension. If it doesn't make sense to you mentally or like what you're thinking about, maybe what I'm explaining to you through these readings is something you're going to go through emotionally. So you'd have to learn how to be emotionally intelligent slightly in a different perspective of a way. So you have to look at your capacity to comprehend your emotions from a different perspective. Or if you go and do things with action and you're more action oriented and you'd rather deal with your, inner turmoil by doing something, then apply these readings to you in that way. And I apologize for the coughing. I've been kind of under the weather, or I've been the weather itself. I don't know, past week and a half. I just feel off. Anyway. So all of this aside, my feeling offness aside, you know how the other readers say if it doesn't resonate, don't make it? Because maybe a week from now, this reading will be relevant to you because you're at the part of the ocean and the tide where you're just getting onto the beach, whereas somebody else is already in the tide swimming over there. Kind of like a meteor shower. They could have all started from the same spot, but they're all moving at a different pace because they all have their own density and their own size and their own kind of direction from where they originated. Okay, almost 11 minutes. I will definitely put a timestamp into the description for this for when the actual reading starts. This is not for any sign. This is a general collective of whomever watches this. So as long as your intentions are harm to none. Like, I there's no advice for you here if you're looking to do, bad things. Okay, 11, oh cute, 11 just went by. All right, let's start. Why? Every time? Come on! I'm not even going to say anything about this. I'm just going to keep shuffling because this might change. Seriously? The first card? Like, you're not even going to wait to sneak it up on me and be like, oh, well, this is going to turn into a love reading later. No, you're just like, here you go. Oh my God. King of Wands and the Lovers. Okay, we're going to keep going. The Empress and the Page of Swords. Okay, sure. The Lovers, the King of Wands, the Empress, and the Page of Swords. So what do you want? Can I just stop this reading right now? Because someone is watching you and telling you through communication, someone irrelevant of this, because it's just the messenger by the door showing you that communication is happening, has happened, and you're being told something. And what you're being told is already established. It's unchangeable. The swords are down, they're crossed, the lock is open. Like, you just have to open the door. So the message is coming to you. It's not a message of this could happen. No, this has already happened. The Empress and the King of Wands. Someone who literally has the hots for you so much that they elevate you to the status of Empress just because of who you are. And you don't even seem to be egotistical about it. You're just humble and kind, and you know that you're the mom, the wife, or the husband, the father, and you're taking care of everything. And you're loving it because this guy really warms you up. It's that kind of feeling of, it's so much more than just physical attraction. Like, this person is your warmth and comfort and your home and like the heart of everything. And congratulations. I don't really even know what to say about it. The bottom of the deck is Queen of Wands. So I quit. Can I get a different wavelength? Okay, what else? Let's do 2 more cards and then I will clarify with another deck. And then clarify with another deck. 10 of Swords. Okay. So we got that, communication, Queen of Wands, Empress, King of Wands. Oh, okay, good. I just looked at the bottom of the deck because I thought this was a third party situation type of thing, but no, it's not. The Sun card came out, so it's basically showing that is the Queen of Wands in the picture that feels like an Empress because of how much this guy the King of Wands, adores her. Like fairy tale, pure fairy tale, love of a lifetime that has lasted well beyond their youth. And everything they thought that would keep them apart or that was the worst of the worst was washed away clean. Like that destruction, that death, that chaos, that betrayal, whatever it was that happened, what I'm seeing is this is being completely washed away by this. Like that tide comes in, washes all of this away, and like they're okay because his fire is like turning back to steam. But this water still washes all of this away, and by making this into more steam, it's almost as if there's fertility and even more passion for this couple. It's like the what I'm seeing is the remnants of what's left after this Ten of Swords, where you like release and forgive and it's all okay. All that water that washed this away, so all the emotions that washed the feelings of betrayal and hurt away, create a lush, beautiful, fertile soil that holds up the Empress and like lifts her up so that she can create this beautiful home for this King of Wands who feels so much more confident with her by his side. And she knows it. She knows she's everything to him. She knows she can get up out of bed looking scraggly and like a mess, and he's gonna think she's the most beautiful person in the world. Or, you know, gender switched, whatever, irrelevant. Male, female is pointless. So you're everything to someone, or someone is everything to you, and what's coming towards you with this 24-hour span is a massive wave of forgiveness. Are you going to cry? Probably. You're going to be shedding a lot of tears. You're going to be experiencing a lot of release in a lot of different ways. Like you could be, I don't want to get into it. I don't know how old you people are. But there's going to be a very passionate, joyful, blissful, tranquil, and almost primal experience between you and somebody. And it's very pleasant. Let me tell you. Okay. Now we're going to clarify some of this. In the simplest way, by the way, that this can be read is that you're going to have a really good day with your significant other person today. Just a basic, very nice day, to the point where it's almost as if whatever it was that made you angry or made them angry about you, it is just like it's water under the bridge. It's fine. Actually, hold on. What comes after this emotional release and climax and forgiveness for this King and Queen of Wands? Come on. Okay. This there, this there, this there. And the sun will put it right there. Can you see it? Sure, why not? As the rose quartz falls on top of the King of Wands' head. So what comes after this experience, right? This climactic, peaceful, beautiful day between you two? Temperance. Look at how all that water is going around this person who's learning how to cut away from himself and not towards himself. Instead of hurting himself, he's learning how to protect himself. how to be good to himself and do things the right way, he or she. And then there's the two cups. They're not being spilled anywhere other than into each other. And this guy is the same guy right here. This is really beautiful. The card after that is Two of Cups. The Lovers, Two of Cups, the Empress, the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Sun, washing away the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Wands. You know, in the book, this lock is actually really hilarious. And you should really read the book. It's called The Last Unicorn. It's almost as if when you two are together, like if this was exes coming together, or if people like two sisters who hurt each other, or a sister or a brother, or an aunt and an uncle, however it is, it's a male-female dynamic. Doesn't mean, you know, the genitals. It means masculine energy and feminine energy. It feels and it looks like a very complementary pair of people who aren't each other's mirrors. They're more each other's, not counterparts, because they're still part of the same elemental thing, but it's almost like one of them is a, there's so many examples coming to me. It's like if you can control some element, like if you're a firebender or something, this one's a lava bender, that one's a firebender. You're still manipulating the same energetic source. You're functioning on the same thing, which is deep, passionate home, love, and desire, creativity, and getting things done, like moving things forward and not letting your emotions get the best of you, because you can use the waters of what you're feeling to create something beautiful with it. So these two people don't allow their emotions to get the best of them. When they feel something, they create something out of it. Now remember what I was talking about in the beginning of this reading with the waves and the how things are read and synesthesia. These people can read each other really well, and they've known each other for a while, for a while actually, maybe 10 years. This isn't a connection that's a recent, like in the last week. This is way more than that. If I was gonna really do a time frame on this, for some reason I'm correlating it with seasons. So a sword, like when the air is the same, which is usually around the summertime when it's warm out in the air, or in springtime it's kind of cool but warm. So maybe the last two seasons, from this year to 10 years ago. And these two people also have really, like, they're really funny with each other. They're humorous. They have a good sense of humor. They are really affectionate and attentive, and they touch things in a very soft way. The female energy does. And it doesn't mean that the female is, you know, a genetic womb carrying female. It means that it can be the male also, like somebody with male genitalia that is this soft and effeminate and gentle and warm, and a very, you know, when you see those movies with the kooky aunt that does a lot of artsy things and she's very creative. I still have a card in my hand, the third one, which I'm saving. She's like the artsy creative mom, like the super cool fun person who's really kind and caring. He's more of a like a accomplisher, a doer, a traveler, the breadwinner kind of person. And I'm seeing a really strong body, like not muscular, but enough to be able to pick her up and like hug her and spin her around. Flip the roles. It could be a woman that's that strong and her husband's smaller. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's real love between these people, and real love in a romantic way. This is not platonic. This is absolutely romantic. Because the Knight of Cups. This is real romantic love being brought together in a really good day. Where if you follow the momentum of this day, you're going to have a really great week. And it'll just continue over and over. You will still have problems if you don't communicate, because communication seems to be the lock and key of this relationship. There hadn't been much communication. Maybe like in the last 24 hours you guys were arguing or something. Or maybe like 2 days, I don't know. But patience is a big notifier here, because he's alone in this. And then after a moment of, rest or peace, maybe just a quick, he goes into the bathroom and like gives himself a pep talk or something in the mirror. And then shows right back up the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Okay. Which one should we clarify? I think it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. So, wait, let's do a grace card to get the... This deck, by the way, is by Cheryl Richardson. It's called Grace Cards. And this one is The Last Unicorn Tarot and Oracle. And it was a Kickstarter project by Geekify. Anyway. Alright. Grace card, please. What needs to be said about this entire reading for the people watching? For every action, there is a reaction. Choose wisely. Oh. I wonder what's in that jar or container or whatever you want to call it. Look at that. She hasn't opened it. It's like a choice between letting what you feel out and holding it in. Something you've bottled up for a very long time. And you're cradling it like she's cradling it like a baby. And she's feeling very vulnerable about it. So she doesn't know if she wants to say it or not. Oh, is somebody pregnant? Because the Empress card can denote pregnancy too. Oh, jeez. This is probably going to be for just a few of you whenever you're watching this, but somebody hooked up with somebody else and got pregnant, and now they're scared and they're thinking about an abortion, but the husband, the guy that got her pregnant, is like wondering if it's the right thing to do or not. And then he goes to her and says he wants to keep the baby, and then they start like a friendship and dating or something, because it could have been just a one-night stand where pregnancy happened. The Empress and the Page of Swords. Pregnancy and communication about it by the Queen of Wands, who's holding the spoon up and cradling a cat like a kid, like holding a kid by her side. And then the Ten of Swords, something coming to an end, followed by the Sun card and a lot of water. It could be like, the water breaking when you're about to give birth. But it's all in like, for whoever this is, if you decide to keep the baby, it's going to be fine. It's absolutely going to be fine. But make sure you're choosing wisely. Do not make the choice out of fear. How fascinating. And if you're worried about the guy, he seems like a really good guy. Like, he's being asked to grow excuse me, to grow up really quickly. And he's gonna do it. And if there's two people involved in the situation, geez, what is happening to my voice? If there's two people involved in the situation where it's one woman and two guys, I don't know, it feels like the one who makes you feel like you're at home within yourself more so than when you do alone. There's a couple of different people that I'm picking up on. Somebody could be getting married too. Somebody asks you to get married and you choose. You could be in love with somebody and you're going to tell somebody that you love them and you're choosing if it's, if you should or not. The King and Queen of Wands also make a lot of choices and take a lot of action. So be careful that you're not doing something hastily, like filing for a divorce or rushing into a marriage. Take things slowly. Be patient. Communicate with each other. Express how you really feel. Really, even if you're afraid of something, express it. Because really good things will come out of this. The Sun card. This is all going to work out in your favor if you communicate honestly, openly, and from a place of love. I'm hoping I get more time to record again. It's 30 minutes already. One more card, please. Surprise. Keep an open mind. The influence of grace is often found in unexpected places. I hope that's not reversed to you, because it's reversed to me, and my brain's turning into a pretzel right now. All right, there we go. Focus. These cards are so pretty. Oh, how strange. Look. This one that's being given a message by that angel is the same one as this one. And that doesn't really happen in this deck. Like, they're all different artwork. Like, each card is a different beautiful picture. Oh, if you're pregnant, congratulations. If you're getting married, congratulations. If you're just meeting the love of your life, they're a gift. And so are you. And the back of the deck is have faith. Have faith. Every event we experience and every person we meet has been put in our path for a reason. Oh, I apologize about that glare. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Let's clarify the Ten of Swords. What do the people watching need to know about the Ten of Swords? The Empress. So if anybody was dealing with a third-party situation, it's over and it's been over and they want to come home. Whoever was, even if it was a mother figure that was causing a lot of trouble, like a mother-in-law, your mother, an aunt figure that overstepped, or a friend who was being really not respectful of boundaries and what your choices are, someone that just took without ever explaining why, and then their life benefited but yours didn't. And on the other side of it, it's like Ten of Swords and the Empress. I mean, if you're pregnant, really take care of yourself. And I mean absolutely only grace with all of this. You have a beautiful body that is capable of creating children. And if you're pregnant and you're thinking about terminating, be patient and think it over. If you're someone who's been trying to get pregnant, it's really possible that you can. Do not lose faith. There's a surprise coming. Remember this card? What a strange way to clarify the Ten of Swords. Because now it also looks like an egg. Like an issue with the womb. So maybe you and your husband have been trying to get pregnant and you couldn't, and you felt like that you'll never be able to get pregnant. But this is saying that, surprise, you're gonna get pregnant. If it's not about, like, if you're a man watching this and you're not able to get pregnant, maybe your partner or somebody you've been with, a friend around you is pregnant and they could really use your help and comfort. Maybe you're creating a new thing, like you're planting a tree, or the tree's sick, so you have to figure out how to take care of it and heal it, and you have to become more nurturing and creative in your ways of dealing with the land. If this is your business, you could be, an idea you had to create something either for like a female product, or you had a female client, like you're a lawyer or a doctor, and you thought that you didn't have the answer, but with just a little bit of patience and just feeling your way through it instead of over analyzing it, you can figure it out. Like, the answer will be there. And the result, the clarifying, is everything's okay. You're still creative. You're still fertile. You're still beautiful. You are an empress. You are all four queens combined. And you have somebody who's head over heels for you. And those thoughts that you have, that you're not good enough and that you're, unworthy, or that there were other people involved, like, you should just let those thoughts go, because they're irrelevant. They were never real. They were just pain inside of you that was trying to hurt the people around you. Because usually when we're hurt, the people around us really suffer too. Another clarifier, please, for the Knight of Cups. What kind of an offer is this that's coming in? The King of Swords. An offer that's been thought out really well from either someone being in a position of like city clerk, office, doctor, lawyer, secretary, an accountant. Could even be lines of communication, like an internet engineer type of person who can connect different buildings across, different companies across the country and planet. Someone really in a position of communication and leadership, and they don't utilize their emotions very much. They've kind of turned frosty. So they acknowledge that those emotions exist, but it's almost like they're frozen in one state of being and thinking towards someone. And the ground around them doesn't seem to be thriving that much. It's very wintry and cold. So, and their thoughts and judgments are slightly clouded. So this offer coming in is one that they've spent a lot of time thinking and coming to a decision, a choice with. And they actually used a lot of their emotions, but it's like they're afraid to come to you to talk to you about it, so they turn a little icy, like the fear kind of slows them down and prevents them from moving. But they really want to communicate with you, because they're, in a romantic sense, they love you and they want to give you everything. But they want to start slowly because they're afraid. They're afraid because they were in some kind of a situation where somebody took a lot of advantage of them, either like a mother figure, or they were in a relationship with someone else that just ended because that other person really destroyed who they were. Like they just took and then like fattened themselves up energetically and then left, just disappeared in the night. As quickly and wonderfully as they were fertile, they immediately disappeared into nothing, and then that person was left feeling, what do I do? And they remembered a really good time in their life and what happened in the past and how it was great, and life was just in a different entire, almost a different timeline. I mean, look at these strands of gold coming down. It was like he's remembering a different reality or a different life with somebody else. And he's working up the nerve to come and make that, like to communicate and make an offer. But there's fear involved. Fear that would make him seem rigid to you, or that he's untrustworthy. But it's none of those things, he's just afraid. And the deck just almost fell out of my hand, and the Wheel of Fortune was the card facing up. Which the Wheel of Fortune looks like a clock as well, with time. And the sword is pointing right at the cup. And there's a unicorn in this picture too, that you can't really see the head or the horn. Which means, because the head and the horn almost become this King of Swords. It's kind of strange. Like, this person really loves you with a very pure, innocent, simple yet profoundly complex kind of way. And for them to make an emotional gesture towards you is very unlike them, because at their core they're very fiery and brutish, and like a bull in a china shop that's also on fire. Like, the bull is on fire because it's a fiery bull. Like, he's just not very graceful. So he's doing his best to eloquate it to you. But the fear is that you will receive him in a way as if he's been a cheater or a liar or a betrayer, some kind of a way, so he's afraid to come to you. Now, he could be an offer, a certificate, a doctor's letter, a bill in the mail, a creative project you're dealing with that's coming up with a lot of red tape in it, and you're just wanting to break through and cut through all that red tape. But in order to do so, you have to do something that you're not comfortable with, because it means that you have to be gentler and kinder and be seen as, oh, you think it'll make you seem weak if you're emotional because you're such a tough guy or a tough girl. You know. Wow. Okay. Well, you can not be that kind of way and just communicate with your heart, because that heart-to-heart communication is what you both need. Queen of Pentacles. Why did this even come out? I was shuffling and it flipped over. Oh. Man, if this is just about you and one other person, they see the world in you. But this seems like this is another person's energy coming in. Like a good nurturing friend who is supporting in the background to get this connection strengthened. Huh. Bunnies. There's a bunny right there. There's an Aries sign right there. There's an angel. There's some strange bones. Apples, pears, an angel's head. Oranges. And a climbing vine of roses. So someone has spent a lot of time coming up with the most nurturing, kind, caring, loving way to encompass and wrap around this person's ego a sense of, like, this person, the Queen of Pentacles, has been helping the King of Swords, which is the King of Wands, to soften himself up so that he can be more emotional, so that he can learn the ways of water. And the only person that could teach him the ways of more emotional, empathic communication was the Queen of Pentacles, not the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands was busy taking care of her life, so the Queen of Pentacles came in like this third-party character to teach this person how to be a better lover and husband to this person. So when he comes back, the Queen of Wands has to forgive, with the Sun card, the Ten of Swords that happened, so that they can go back to the way they were. What? How fascinating. What's this Two of Cups? Wait. Two of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you don't need to. It's your legacy. It's your family. It's your happily ever after. Like, this King of Wands is your life partner. I want to know. No, it's irrelevant what I want to know. What I'm curious about is the Ten of Swords and the Empress. Was it a third party, or was it somebody that came in to support the relationship, like a therapist or a counselor type of character? The King of Pentacles? What the hell is going on? How is the King of Pentacles going to describe the Empress? Under the Ten of Swords, what? Okay. How much? What are we at? 46 minutes. God, love it. Okay, so the King of Pentacles and the Empress are clarifying the Ten of Swords. Why? It could be a couple of friends that you guys were both talking to. It could be two people that you both cheated with. It could be two different business opportunities by two different people, one of them masculine energy and one of feminine energy. Strange thing is, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, so these two people know each other. And then there is an Empress in their situation too. And then the King of Swords is like taking advice from these three people on what to do with his person. Clarify the King of Swords, please. This offer coming in with the Knight of Cups by the King of Swords, or it's a very... There's the Wheel of Fortune again. Okay. Oh, this isn't... These aren't people. This is like planets. This is a time frame. Venus. Probably Jupiter for King of Pentacles, an expansion of everything. The Wheel of Fortune being like all of the planets moving into alignment. Mercury being the King of Swords and communication. And then the Queen of Pentacles can also be the Earth. Or Venus, this can be the Earth, the Empress, and Queen of Pentacles can be Venus. So Mercury, Venus. This could also be Libra. So Mercury, Venus, Libra, Jupiter, moving into alignment somehow in the next few days, maybe the next 6-7 days. And that bring in this offer from this person that you thought was long gone because of some kind of a betrayal, but it's coming back because it's karma. It's your blessings. It's what's meant for you. No one else can have this but you. And this person had to go through all of this stuff to learn how to choose wisely so that when he comes back, the surprise is that you keep an open mind, that grace influenced this person in a way that he ends up being a complete life partner to you. King and Queen, Empress, Empress, and in logic and reason and clear-headedness, carrying it all through. Wow. So it's almost like a case of somebody had to cheat on you to learn how to be a man to never ever cheat on you again. This is fascinating though with the planets. I've never read this in this way, and I don't know where the planets are right now, what they're doing. But this is very planetary energy with these 5 clarifiers. Let me get a different deck and see. Should we use another tarot deck or the fairy oracle deck? Let's do both, because I don't want either side to feel like I'm, you know. Okay, first fairies, what do you have to tell us that would really benefit us? What do we need to know about all this, please? Mickle a muckle. Surprise! It's all gonna work out for you, and you thought it wasn't, and you were sitting there fantasizing about how it could have been, but how it's gonna be is even better, and it's like the universe played a trick on you. This mischievousness, this treachery, this little manipulation that happened in your relationship had to happen. It had to happen to teach both people how to be better people. So while you were off being the empress on your own, cooking and cleaning and taking care of your house, that King of Wands that was like being bullish and stubborn and just arrogant and egotistical, and you were arguing with this person and communication wasn't happening too efficiently, but you both love each other, so you just kind of stayed and did things. Or even if you went far apart from each other and the trees were separate at some point, your roots were still together and you were communicating with each other. While his heart was being broken by this other person, your heart was being broken by the memories, and you were both remembering the same thing, which balanced both of you out. It's like you both held each other up energetically and emotionally and telepathically while each of you lived separate lives. And then now, in this week, in the next 10 days, if I'm going to use each, sword as a day, in the next 10 days, Mercury, Venus, the Earth, Jupiter, something about Libra, and Gemini, with the Wheel of Fortune, they all go into an alignment, and then with this X marking the spot right there in that target. And then again, if you look at the layers of this wheel, as if they're planets that are aligning. There's like one, maybe one behind this first wheel, 2, 3, and then the planet you're on looking at this. So 3, a triple planetary alignment, possibly more behind it. You watching the heavens unfold and open up during the daytime, and you get a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of a flow of abundance with this 10 of coins. What can you tell us that would benefit it? What do we need to know about these 5 clarifiers for those cards in regards to this whole planetary thing? The Green Woman. This is all a part of nature. Everything you've wanted has been kind of held back briefly for this specific thing to occur in the heavens. This is intentful sabotage of your blessings to bless you even more. It's natural magic. It's nature itself at play here with you. Kind of being playful and fun with you and saying, hey, it's fine. You're going to get everything you want. Just learn to have a little more fun in your life. Doesn't all have to just bounce right at you. It can come at you, slowly. It can come from all these different directions. And just play with it. This could also be Aries, Mars. So now we have all the immediate planets. Green Woman to me is also about the old ways. The old ways as in alchemy and herbalism and apothecaries and, you know, healing things with potions and home cooking, like real cooking at home, turning just a couple of vegetables into a beautiful meal, taking something and turning it into something else. All these planets are coming into play to show you that the natural world, the grace itself, the originator, everything that's been happening has been to turn you into someone that you can't go back from. But it's a better version of you. So all of this stuff had to happen so that you can be transmuted on a soul energy level, like the entire structure of creation on that way. The tapestry of you had to change. And in order for that to happen, all of these things had to come into play, including third parties, people, overbearing mother-in-laws, maybe sisters that were something, brothers that were something. I mean, it's an entire play that's played out here just to get you to this point of transmutation, not transformation. You're not becoming like a caterpillar to a butterfly. No, it's more like that caterpillar is becoming dipped in like this most organic, movable gold substance, like Emma Frost in X-Men, where she turns into the Diamond Queen, the White Queen, and her skin becomes diamond. Like the caterpillar skin is becoming this alchemical something of like diamonds and gold. But it's still a caterpillar. It's still going to transform into a butterfly, and then the butterfly benefits from that transformation too. So at this point in time, this transmutation occurs so that your transformation can be even better. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's do another one. Could you clarify, would you clarify, please? The King of Wands. I want to know about the King of Wands. Yeah. Everything that happened with the King of Wands character in this story happened by divine intervention. It had to happen so that he goes from this guy to this guy. And I just heard the Beauty and the Beast song being played. You tame the beast. You help this beast transform and transmute who they are into the best version of themselves. But first they have to fall apart. What about the Lover's card, please? What can you tell us about that? What do we need to know about the Lover's card? Because that energy feels all sorts of dreamy and misty and foggy. New beginning. A new beginning and a risk being taken, a pleasant dance through memory lane with all those pictures. Trusting the flow of creation. Look at behind her, the waterfall, and all that mist. And what was I just saying? That the Lover's card feels misty. Cool. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to chariot to read about this. This is... Okay, now that we know all of this, and we see how this energy is coming, and it's very loving but destructive. It's chaotic but tranquil. What do we need to Four of Swords. Just rest. Oh, you know when you're in a car and you're driving, like your partner is driving and you're in the passenger seat and you have your cup of coffee and there's music on and you're anxious to get to where you want to go, but you're perfectly fine with where you are. So there's this moment of temperance, of patience, where you just allow the quiet moment of peace to occur. And it's not awkward silence, it's not negative or strange or anxiety in a negative way. It's more just you're peaceful and you're patient, you're graceful, you're humble, and you honor the journey of where you're going instead of wanting the destination to be here already. You're actually enjoying just traveling. Because these people weren't stationary, they were traveling. The Emperor is at the bottom of the deck. Anything else for this 24-hour read, please, that would help the people watching? I'm going to do a 15-minute zodiac reading. I'm just going to explain something, and it's going to be fine, and everybody's going to be like, oh, that's cool, yay, zodiac readings. And then it's just going to be, one time a week, hourly readings. No, this video turns immediately into a love reading and immediately into an hour-long video, and my phone is just totally okay with it. But if I try to go and make another zodiac video, it's probably going to implode on itself. Five of Wands. Now, let me tell you why I'm laughing at this. I did a reading for myself yesterday, and I got a really interesting message with this card. That's Saturn. That's you. That's your partner. There has been 5 other points being made in the karmic contract between you and this person. Saturn is now coming back and saying it's time that you two finish up what you started. So the 5 of Wands is here to show you that your life is about to go through a massive, massive, massive change for the better. And the best thing you can do is be at peace with yourself and accept it. And be patient. Because it's gonna feel hectic. It's like somebody had cosmic court with, defender and the offender, and then the judge in the middle. Isn't it? Like, plead your case, here's what I vote. Hi, Lily Bear. And then there's these 5 points, which I find fascinating considering the planets over here, remember? Venus, Jupiter, Earth, Mars, Gemini, Mercury. Jupiter, Venus, Earth, Mercury. Where's the other one? Saturn in the middle right there. Saturn in the middle right there. In the cycle of the planet, the solar system. Oh, and then we had Mars and Aries. Mars can also be Scorpio. Remember, it used to be the original planet of Scorpio was Mars. So there you go. In the next few days, you're about to get a massive karmic payout. Okay. I want to know about this karmic thing. We're going to use another deck, so in case we get any repeating cards. Tell us about this karmic payout that's coming. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. It's your happily ever after. The Queen of Wands being returned to the King of Wands. Wow. The Queen of Wands being returned to the King of Wands. Three of Cups, reconciliation, reunion, a party, a harvest, a moment of peace, camaraderie. And the Ten of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? And it's planet Earth surrounded by all these different planets that have the shape of the Kabbalist tree of life. Okay, I'd have to go and get another deck to do this again, another clarifier, but this is kind of interesting. The Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles being the karmic payout you get this week by the planets, by the energy that's coming towards you, the massive amount of blessings. 2 Ten of Pentacles. 2. All these counterparts, all these things telling you to be patient and to accept your humbleness and your grace and your kindness. Because there's a lot of chaos going around you, and all you've been wanting is peace and family and a spark for life again. And this week that's coming. That's absolutely coming. What? Oh, it's coming. 2 of Wands. It's right there. The eagle is also known as Zeus and Jupiter. I told you. Jupiter and Saturn, they're doing something, and it's gonna give you. I'm seeing the 19th. I think B from Psychic Sounds by B was talking about this. Something about Saturn and Jupiter by the 19th. I don't know. It was in the most recent Pisces video, I think. So you might want to check that one out. Or just go and ask an astrologer or something. I don't know what's going on with Saturn and Jupiter and these planets here. The planet she's on also looks like Mars. Look at that. It's like barren and red. So Mars and Jupiter could be in this picture. Ten of Cups. So not only are you getting your financial legacy, like you're going to be coming upon something that will benefit your great-grandchildren if you really pace yourself and patiently allow things to unfold for you. But it's also your Ten of Cups, your true happily ever after, to where it's a life partnership. Swans mate for life, and they are monogamous. They are like pair bonded. There's only like one for each one, and if that one dies, the swan pretty much goes after, it doesn't live that long afterwards. It's like heart breaks and it just can't do it. And you're both on this sea of emotion that's totally calm, and you have the family, little ducklings, her little swanlings. And it goes right back to the King and Queen of Wands that we had in the beginning. And remember when I asked what this karmic payout thing is, it shows the Three of Cups with the Queen of Wands going towards her Ten of Pentacles, or This is how it came out. Queen of Wands came out first. This was in the middle with it, and then Pentacles was last. So the Queen of Wands being reunited with her lineage, legacy, family, home, wealth. Like maybe someone's getting an inheritance, or you've made some kind of a business deal that is worth millions, or will be worth millions. You could have been at a party where you and two people were talking about some stuff and you got a really great business idea or to create something amazing. And it could be as simple as a different way to plant a plant in a potted container, or a different design to something simple or something complex. Either way, you got an idea because of two other people, and these two other cups also go back to these two other people. So you could have been talking to somebody like a husband and wife, getting real down-earth business advice or relationship advice on how they did it and how they got through their worst case scenarios together, and they gave you all that advice, and it reunited you with the person you were really wanting to be with from the beginning, who had hurt you or that you had hurt them, and then you abandoned this person by themselves. But when they were by themselves, they came into their own power. Like without you, they also benefited, and without you, they you get it? You both benefited by being apart, which creates a better relationship with you two together. Because this Two of Cups also has the Four of Wands around it. See it? And 1111. This is amazing. And if this doesn't happen to you in the next 24 hours, the energy of this is going to be around you. So all you have to do is tune into it. Just really spend like 10 minutes in a state of peace, love, and appreciation, without judgment, without hate, without anger, without blame, without shame. Simply spend a few minutes in a state where you feel like you're in love again. And with all this male and female counterparts and swapping, if you're somebody that's transgender, please, or transitioning, stop being mean to yourself. Stop being mean to yourself. Because you have both your male and female sides in harmony. They're balanced. You're not ugly, you're not broken, you're not messed up. You're balanced. You are androgynous. Notice how both of these can be reversed in gender. Flat-chested woman, kind of. Or a man with pecs. Blonde-haired man or a blonde-haired woman. You've found a good point of balance in your gender expression. You've managed to mix male, female, and hermaphrodite into one being, and now you're this androgynous creature, and you might not feel that you fit into either checkbox or shoebox or whatever, and that's the point, because you've been alchemically transmuted into nature, an expression of divine being. You're neither male nor female, you're both. And your gender expression and what you thought you wanted to be has caused you a lot of conflict. And you've been asked to make a lot of decisions that you didn't want to make on whether to cut things off or to keep things or to have surgeries and operations and procedures done to you, when all you've wanted was this all along. But you haven't seen and noticed that you already are that all along. You've been fine all along. There's nothing wrong with your body. It's just what you prefer. No matter what happens and no matter what you think about yourself, the truth is you are happy and healthy, wealthy and loved. You can't take that away from yourself. It's not allowed. You can mess with it, you can tamper it, you can diminish it, but it's always there for you. Oh, the light is so weird. Such a sense of duality. Your androgyny is a gift. So embrace it. Because you have a counterpart. There's the Queen of Wands here and the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And the King of Swords doesn't really seem to be a character. It seems to be more of an energy that the character took on to bring about the situation that was intended to. Oh my God, an hour and 16 minutes. Jeez Louise, you guys with these love stories. Anything else? Last closing card. Please and thank you. Oh my God. Why do I do this? Why do you do this, Source? Like, is this the only way? The Emperor. Dude. Everything that you've been through has been to prepare you. This is like the architect of the Matrix, isn't it? Like God. Or the biblical depictions of God. Look at that, an old man on a throne casting judgment. Towers and the mountains and the terrain and all that forces of creation in the back. It's almost like this is Saturn itself. Or it's your divine counterpart, or it's your husband, or it's your twin flame, whatever. It's someone that is your person. It's your person. Through youth, through age, through timelines, through dimensions, through variations. This is your person. This is your Ten of Cups. You may hate each other, you may yell at each other, you may do what, but it's still family. It's still your person, and no one else anywhere, any time, any place will ever compare. No one will ever be able to give you what this one person is able to give you, because it is unique to them and to you. They're irreplaceable, and so are you in their life. It's almost as if being without you, or you being without them, means you'll be settling, kind of, or receiving second best in life. So you've realized through this Temperance card that you really want to be with this person. You just don't know how to navigate your emotions, which goes back to the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords, clarifying the Knight of Cups. You thought long and hard, and then all those people were involved in it. And by the end of this situation, you have the Emperor and the Empress united together. And the first thing that triggers this entire release of energy is you remembering and communicating, or them communicating to you. Either way, an action is taken by the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands towards each other. It's almost as if you both start communicating with each other at the same time. Like you're calling this person and they're already calling you. You want to open your email and send them an email, but they've already emailed you. Or like you're walking out the door and they're standing right there outside your door with a bouquet of flowers and an apology note that they were going to leave for you by your door. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and I wish you the best for this, because it's something that it's a story where if you remember this day and you write it down and you really take notes of what's happening during this day, You will look back on this within 10 years to this reading, to this experience, to this day, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this all actually happened. This is a reading for lifelong marriage with the same person that you experience terrible things with. Like almost unforgivable things. And then the first card immediately after the Ten of Swords was the Sun. Complete forgiveness. Just because this person showed up and looked at you. Nothing else. You forgave them immediately. You already had forgiven them. But looking at them and seeing them, like, completely created a inability to hate each other. So for the rest of your lives, you two can't fight anymore. Not the same way you did. Your fights are so much more peaceful. It's like, instead of even raising your voice, you just kind of look at each other and you know that, hey, this hurt me. I need a latte. And you just go and get a latte. You don't even like fuss about it, because loving each other is more important than fighting or being mad at each other. Spending a day apart is worse than, like, it's so bad to spend a day apart that you don't even want to fight to spend a week apart. You just want to make peace immediately because you enjoy spending time together. You'd rather be in silent with that Four of Swords card that was in there in this pile. You'd rather be in silent love with this person than in obvious disdain, You'd rather talk to them than not talk to them. And that's a sign of, like, family. When no matter what this person does, you don't let them walk over you, but they don't want to walk over you. So no matter what they're doing, it will never ever ever get to a point again where they make you cry in that way. And I know you know what I mean. Like, they learned how to treat you better because they went through something that broke them after you and this person separated for some time. Even if it was just going to the grocery store and coming back, this person saw something at the grocery store that broke their heart and they came back to you and treated you better. I mean, I went to a friggin' Toys R Us once and I saw a picture of a baby on a thing, and it made me burst into tears and realize how much I wanted children. It was like 4 years ago. No, 5 years ago. It can be in the simplest ways. Remember, surprises. All of it can happen. The influence of grace is often found in unexpected places. Someone saw that the actions they were taking, the choices they were making, were taking them away from you, and they couldn't hold it in anymore. They missed the way you kiss their shoulder or their neck, or you miss the way they kiss your shoulder and neck. And even though you're hurt, you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable so that they can come back in. Or vice versa, however, whichever way I'm reading this for you, like however it applies for you. Because for me, I'm watching a show. Like, it's just a movie playing out right here. Like, it's a holographic 3D projection. And I'm watching it from all these different angles. Oh my God, I'm gonna go. Good job, phone. 1 hour and 24 minutes. Congratulations if you stuck with us on this entire trip in time. Okay, the Hermit. It was at the bottom of the deck and it just fell out. Take some time and think about this reading, please. Take some notes, watch over it again if you need to, skip to some specific parts if it'll make it easier, because it's a long one. But definitely bookmark this reading and come back to it in like the next week, and then maybe in the next year. And please let me know what happens. And if you get married, send me pictures, please, on Instagram or something, or email me. What a beautiful reading. It's like I just saw somebody's life story play out. You know how they say that as above, so below, as within, so without, where it's like when one thing happens, it can be like you turn the stove on, but in all the different variations, you're like at a restaurant ordering food from, and their stove turns on, or your neighbor's stove turns on, or you and your counterpart in different apartments turn the stove on at the same time, and spirit sees you doing that. It's like that. Like, take some time and just notice the pattern playing out in your life that's almost parallel to what's going to come for you. Like, it's echoing what's already on its way. It's giving you that ripple in the water, the bubbles, the effervescent mist before the actual wave. Like, somebody messages you, and then the next time it's an email, and then the next time they're in front of your door, and the next time that you're hugging and kissing, and the next time you're sitting there eating dinner together, and then you're both at home peeling potatoes. And each time it was a form of communication that occurred that amplified and amplified in momentum until there's marriage, until the wave is too much to bear, and then it's happily ever after. But it all starts with a wink, a look, and a hug, something that builds momentum and then keeps, snowballing forward. I'm gonna go, please. I really hope you let me know what happens with this, because congratulations. Congratulations, congratulations. Do not allow yourself to feel sad anymore. At all. You have so many good things coming for you. I love you. Take care of yourself.